This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
And that's the plan for today on this Friday, Buckeye Football Eve. Morning Juice, Tito, Bobby Carpenter, Bodie Wellesley. Thank you for tuning in. Got a big show lined up for you today. A lot of Ohio State football talk, obviously. We'll also have Lee Sterling on. We're going to have AJ Hawk on. We'll have Ya Highness on. Chad Patrick will join us. We'll get some betting advice for the weekend from both Lee and from Chad from WeWinYouWin.com. Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports. We'll talk the College World went on yesterday. Kind of a big trade in the NFL. We'll get into that also if Bodie can talk through it without choking up.
How about them Cowboys?
Bobby, how are you this morning, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. It felt like football out there this morning, didn't it?
It's felt like football all week, Thitoff.
I know, but I'm saying I understand that, Bob. I'm saying today, though, specifically, still feels like football out there. It's
felt the same all week. The weather has been the same. It's been fairly congruent every single day. So it's felt. I made that comment on Monday. It's as true as it was on Monday. It's true today.
It's truer today, though, because we have Buckeye football tomorrow. That's what makes
truth.
That's what makes it more footballer for me. How about that? Bob, let's make people smarter to start things off today. Let's hit them up with Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
All right, take it away, General.
Oh, boy. We've got ourselves a lot going on here on this wonderful... I forgot to log into my computer. Need to do this before we can take off. Here we go. This date, August 29th, Friday, August 29th, the last and final Friday of the month of August. 241st day of the year, $1.24 remaining in this 2025. This date, 1758. The Treaty of Easton, the first establishes the first Native American or Indian at the time reservation in Indian Mills, New Jersey. This date, 1885. Gottlieb Daimler patents the first motorcycle with the internal combustion engine. 1898, one of the famous companies from up in Akron, the Goodyear Tire Co. is founded here in the great state of Ohio. 1958, the United States Air Force Academy opens up in Colorado Springs. Until then, you didn't know the Air Force Thitoff wasn't even created until the 50s.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was always a division of the Army. And then in 1964, one of the all-time bangers, most recognizable songs you will hear was released by Roy Orbison.
Pretty woman walking down the street, pretty woman, the kind I like to meet, pretty woman, I don't believe you.
There we go. This date, on that same date in 1964, Mickey Mantle ties Babe Ruth for maybe not the best record for hitters with the all-time strikeout record at 1,330 Ks. 1 year later, Willie Mays sets the NL record for home runs in a month. You know what that was, Thitoff?
Was it 17?
Good job. 17 home runs in the month of August. That is quite a good number. He wasn't even using juice, Bodie.
Well,
I mean,
supposedly.
The enhanced game. Yeah, do we have proof that Willie Mays wasn't on steroids?
I don't think we have that proof.
Exactly. The enhanced games will lead you to believe otherwise.
Yes.
Get $1 million
Move
bonus.
that feet back, the fence back to about 650 feet.
Right.
It'd kind of be like the what the heck is the name of the golf tournament? And the Maxi League.
Oh, yeah.
I walk into my house yesterday and my 9-year-old son is watching Happy Gilmore.
Good job, Caleb.
It's like it's an interesting. It's like, really, of all the things, he's like, Dad, it's awesome. I'm like, of course it is.
Awesome.
You didn't even get half the jokes, but sure. This date, 1966. The following year, the Beatles play their last concert, a place that no longer exists, out in San Francisco, Candlestick Park.
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh,
Oh, I believe in yesterday. Guessing that was a sold-out crowd, Bodie.
I think so too. Yeah.
I find it
Can't hardly
ironic
hear the music over the screaming.
that the British band, their last concert was in America, out there on the left coast. A couple years after that, 1970, War by Edwin Starr hits number 1.
Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again.
1982, Abracadabra. It's number 1 by the Steve Miller Band.
I got that for you here, Bob.
Oh,
Forgot
okay.
to write it down on the sheet.
Burning flame, full of desire. Kiss me, baby, let the fire get higher. I want to reach out and grab you.
A little aggressive.
There we go.
Reaching out.
Hey, that's a good one.
Reach out and grab
You know,
you.
listen.
Touching me, touching you.
Well, Abracadabra.
Every breath you take.
You make people disappear.
Right.
You know, that's what they'd sing to the kids. They said outside the schools with that white van. Steve Miller Band coming strong. And then 1997, Netflix is launched. Bodie, do you know what Netflix first business model, how they operated?
I think it was a you could rent DVDs, right? Almost like a Blockbuster sort of thing.
But in the mail.
Okay.
You would give them a list, you'd check them off, they'd send you some, and then you'd send them back. after
Sounds
you watch
great.
them. Yeah.
Sounds more convenient than now.
Well, ironically, that was in 1997. I mean, it's almost been 30 years. One of the great pivots of all time, turning into the streaming service that they were.
Didn't they offer to sell to Blockbuster and Blockbuster turned it down?
You might be
I
correct
think
in
it's right.
saying that.
Blockbuster said, I don't think so. You might have tried to do the NFL games on DVDs now.
I'll send you the DVD on Monday morning. We'll send out Sunday night. It'll get to you by Wednesday.
Yeah.
You can watch that then. It was crazy. My buddy would send. They didn't. Well, now it doesn't even matter. But people used to be able to copy them, and you'd burn the DVDs, and then you'd build up a library of it. I don't know what you do with that now. Use them as frisbees, possibly. But those DVD libraries, Bodie, they were something to behold of. Some birthdays today. One of the stars of Casablanca, Ingrid Bergman, born on this date, 1915.
Go ahead and shoot. You'll be doing me a favor.
I tried to stay away. I thought I would never see you again. That you are out of my life. The day you left Paris. If you knew what I went through. If you knew how much I loved you. How much I still love you.
There we go, Ingrid Bergman. John McCain, Senator, war hero, born on this date in 1936, presidential candidate as well. Elliot Gould, maybe you know him from the Ocean series, maybe you know him from MASH, maybe you know him from Friends as Ross and Monica's dad, turning 87 today.
Look, just out of curiosity, which casinos did you geniuses pick to rob?
Terry Bennett.
The Bellagio, the Mirage, and the MGM Grand.
Those are Terry Benedict's casinos.
Is that right? That's right.
You guys, what do you got against Terry Benedict?
What do you have against him? That's the question.
He torpedoed my casino, muscled me out. Now he's gonna blow it up next month to make way for some gaudy monstrosity. Don't think I don't see what you're doing.
What are we doing, Ruben?
You're gonna steal from Terry Benedict. You better goddamn know. This sort of thing used to be civilized. You'd hit a guy, he'd whack you, done. But with Benedict, at the end of this, he better not know you're involved, not know your names, or think you're dead, because he'll kill you, and then he'll go to work on you.
He'll kill you, and then he'll go to work on you. That's great. One of the great series of all time, man. They did a great job casting that. The King of Pop. Lost him in 2009, born on this date in 1958, Michael Jackson.
You some guys are so popular, we got to play 2 clips
Oh,
for that
boy.
man.
Hello.
Hey, Ryan. This is Michael Jackson calling from Wonderland.
You mean Neverland?
This is Tito.
That's amazing. That is, this is the fact that he then drops a Tito in there, like, we'll go to the brother, as if from Wonderland, you mean Neverland. I feel like him laughing at that is actually his real laugh.
Probably, yeah.
As he's doing that. It's amazing. Thank you, Bodie, for pulling that. It's a great one. Oh, goodness. It's another big birthday today. Turning 66. Thitoff. This probably stings you a little bit. Rebecca De Mornay.
Don't tell me I owe you another $300.
Give me a ride on the L.
Did I say you owe me anything?
No. No, you didn't.
I don't remember saying you owe me anything.
What about my mother's egg?
You're the one who's going to college. You figure it out.
Okay. How much time do you need?
I need long enough to make a few phone calls. Okay? I gotta figure out how to get my stuff back. Guido's probably got me locked out of the apartment by now.
All right. But will you do me a favor?
Anything, Cookie.
Don't steal anything. If I come back here and I find anything missing, I'm going straight to the police. I'm not joking.
Joel, go to school. Go learn something.
Just take those old records on the shelf.
Bob Seger.
Rebecca De Mornay never did it for. She never did anything for me.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't think she even back then. She wasn't even like 80s hot. I didn't think.
Oh, listen, 80s
Seriously.
hot is a thing, Bodie, but just because she didn't have the big hair like Elizabeth Shue, don't be hating on her. That ride on the L at night, Thitoff, I don't even know if you could pay for that anymore. You might get mugged and murdered up there.
Sounds like a great bit.
Yeah.
We should try that sometime.
Ride around on the L.
Yeah, see, one of us out there.
Eat some
One of us. One of the
tacos.
three of us out there. I guess Bodie's probably the one really who should do it.
Be great. Roy Oswalt, the 3-time All-Star, one-time NL wins leader, turning 48 today. Deshaun Thomas of Ohio State fame, turning 34 years young.
Sullinger dribbling right to the foul line, leaves it Kraft right to the circle, 20 on the shot clock. Kraft uses a screen to dribble right corner. Now stops, throws top of the key. Thomas fakes a 3, shoots a 3. High on the right, bullseye. Taylor will lob it Withy, low on the right block. Withy under the basket, turns to shoot, knocked out of his hands and taken away by Aaron Kraft. And then Thompson, I believe, knocked it loose. Kraft up the right side, Ohio State drives into the hoop, low on the right, running shot, laid up, missed. Tip up and in by Deshaun Thomas of Ohio State.
Couple of first half buckets in the eventual loss to Kansas in the Final Four.
There we go.
First half went well, though, for the Buckeyes.
It did. Looks really good. A couple passings today. Gene Wilder passing away on this date, 2016.
Mr. Walker? I am extraordinarily busy, sir. I just wanted to ask about the chocolate. The lifetime supply of chocolate for Charlie. Well, when does he get it? He doesn't. Why not? Because he broke the rule. Oh. Oh, sir.
The sign shall forfeit all rights, privileges, and licenses. Oh, black and white, clear as crystal. You stole.
Sure.
So we're going to get something from Blazing Saddles.
I know. It's.
That'd have been a little no, it's all right. No, it's good.
That's what I wanted to get that one.
It would have been tough to cut. Gene Wilder was great in there.
We all would have got suspended there, but yeah, Willy Wonka, weird movie.
Of course, it's
very
weird.
strange.
Like like as a kid, I look, oh, it's really funny. It's a cool movie.
It's super bizarre.
Yeah, it's
super bizarre.
Yeah,
Anything else? The one with Johnny Depp, equally as bizarre.
I didn't watch that one. I didn't see that one.
He plays as weird as Gene Wilder does. I mean, listen.
How about half the grandparents all sleeping on one bed together?
And the one grandparent, Grandpa Joe, whatever his name was, can't move for decades. All of a sudden, he hops out of bed and decides to go to the chocolate factory.
Well, that's all he needed was a little
his
motivation.
legs started working. You know, and he probably watched Nebraska football. That's what happened.
Yeah, we're going to get those people, even the people in wheelchairs, fixing to stand up. Hey, that interception got them out of their feet last night.
It's fitna, not fixin'.
Whatever.
Fitna.
I think it's finna.
Finna?
Oh,
yeah. See,
there we go.
I got corrected on my correction.
One of the interesting conundrums of all time, there's a handful of people that fall on this list. The people that are born and die on the same day. Ingrid Bergman of Casablanca, that we heard already, passing away in 1982. And then 1 year ago today, very, very tough day to be a part of in Columbus. One of the most difficult shows I've ever been a part of. Beam Shark and I doing that show on the fly, learning about it in real time. The passing of one of the great hockey players, but one of the great people you are going to find as well with Johnny Gaudreau.
Almost a year after their husbands' tragic deaths, and for the first time together, Meredith and Madeline Gaudreau are sitting down to share their story. On August 29th of last year, hockey players Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau were biking home from a round of golf in southern New Jersey on the eve of their sister's wedding. They were struck and killed by an alleged drunk driver. 31-year-old Johnny had spent his summer with Meredith and their two young children, Noah and Johnny Jr. At the funeral, Meredith revealing they were expecting a third child.
His reaction was just immediately kissing me and hugging me.
Carter Michael Gaudreau was born on April 1st.
How are the kids?
They're good. They're really happy.
Good.
My daughter's almost 3, and then my middle son is 1.5 years, and Carter's 4 months old.
Oh, goodness. Very, very tough day to be a part of.
I know I'm not trying to make this about something else, but how difficult was that for you guys on the show that day?
Well, the hardest part is you want to be accurate with what you say, and the reporting was coming out live.
Right.
You know, that was vaguely reported in the middle of the night, and just trying to understand the delicacy of how to deal with that, understanding the ramifications of what you're talking about and the impact that it would have on people who maybe didn't know but maybe knew him.
Right.
And, Cam Atkinson is a friend of mine, and I remember Cam and Johnny were very close, and Cam didn't really know, and I text him, and he's like, I have a text into him and his wife, and they haven't responded yet, which I was like, pretty easy to refute. By that point, it was around 7:30,
right.
And that's probably not a great thing.
So let's look at it, Bob, like there's no, and you're not trained on how to do that. You know, you never go.
No, I never went to, not even a journalism degree for it.
I'm saying, like, you're not trained on how to handle it on the air. And I don't know if Beamer was at the time either, if they ever had any, like, hey, just so you know, if this happens, because I don't know how you could plan for that. And especially it being someone that you've met.
Yeah. And it's just, even outside of that, I mean, you feel for your friends who have lost somebody close. Right. I didn't know Johnny. I knew about him. I knew what he was,
right.
As a person. And for the people that I knew who were close to them, like at that moment, you feel for your friends who had lost somebody close to them. It's no different than if you may go to funerals are for the living. They're not for the dead.
Right.
And so you go to a viewing, viewings or wakes, you go to the service, and you may not know your friend's parent at all or friend's
right.
sibling or whatever it is, but you go there to support them and to give them some comfort and relief. So that was what was hard, is thinking of the road that was going to be there for many of the people that I knew as part of the Jackets organization and friends of Johnny, and knowing that, he had a wife who can't even begin to understand what she would be going through, who was pregnant with her third child, and just all of the things surrounding that, and knowing how the lasting memory of it, the fact that this date is always going to be, very tough to deal with, and, having a spouse who's lost a sibling, like knowing how hard that is for their family to be dealing with and their parents to deal with as well, and losing 2 of your boys and 2 of your brothers in one evening when you're supposed to be getting married as their sister. I can't even imagine what that would be like, and how you would begin to compartmentalize those things. And so that my heart just went out to them of trying to understand what that was going to be like. My life day to day was going on unimpacted other than those things.
Sure, yeah.
So it's not about, you're just simply conveying a message and trying to relate to people and talk to them. And because everybody's been through a situation of loss, usually just a little, they all have their own unique circumstances. And this was, on the unfortunate side, incredibly tragic for two young men who had families and were together for their sister's, the irony of together for their sister's wedding. It was.
The guy interviewing them in that clip there, and the main voice you kind of heard there was, I can't remember his first name, but it was Christopher Reeves' son.
Oh, yeah.
And even he got choked up during a portion of it because I don't know how old he was when his dad passed from, was it ALS? Am I remembering that correctly?
He just died from complications, I think, from being in a wheel. He was a quadriplegic.
Thing,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that was Superman, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And he got choked up just talking about like what it's like growing up without a dad.
Yeah.
Obviously, that'll unfortunately be.
Well, and his dad, you get to watch him erode as he was younger, and there's good and bad to everything. The suddenness and how tragic it was. You don't have to see somebody erode in front of you, but then you also really don't get to say goodbye at the same time. So it's a very difficult situation. When I saw that coming up yesterday, Bodie, good clip, way to pull something there that was very, I guess, relevant, but also pointed and understanding the gravity of the situation, what that is 1 year ago today. Some holidays and observances today. It is Lemon Juice Day, Marine Corps Reserves Day, Record Store Day as well. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, Friday, August 29th. 224th day of the year, 124 days remaining, and Ohio State will kick off the season about 18 hours, or not 18, I guess 30 hours from now.
All right, well done as always, General. Morning Juice is sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin and Event Risk Elite Protection. The Capital Ford of Columbus High School football game of the week takes us to Hilliard this week. Tonight, actually, as Darby hosts Bradley. Coverage starts at 6:30, kickoff at 7. After the game, it's the Bayer Subaru Dublin's overtime with Ryan Baker and Lee Cochran. Friday nights are for high school football on the Fan. Coming up next, we'll talk to our good buddy, Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports. He'll get his takes on what's coming up this weekend. This is Morning Juice.
Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Ozzie and Daniel Silna made one of the greatest deals in NBA history. In the 70s, they owned the Spirits of St. Louis of the ABA. When the NBA and ABA merged, they offered the Silna brothers a couple of million to go away, but instead, the Silnas negotiated a piece of future television revenue. We all know how TV contracts are these days, and the Silna brothers made a total of $800 million from the NBA. Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, talk about deal making for local businesses in our community.
Thank you, Bobby. Being a local bank has its benefits. We have experience making deals in this town, and with our local processing and underwriting, we're agile enough to move at the speed of business. Travis, share how we treat our clients.
We advise our clients on risk mitigation, long-term financial stability, and market conditions to help them make informed decisions. The Silnas knew something the NBA didn't. Let our experience and local expertise help guide you in your business.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Stiles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. Football runs deep in my family. My dad played here, and now my brother and I are proud to carry on that tradition. At Monogram Homes, family matters too. They treat every homeowner like one of their own, building with care, precision, and pride. Monogram doesn't just build houses, they build homes, crafted just for you. So whether you're starting your first home or designing your dream space, Monogram Homes has got your back every step of the way. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm the Innovation Ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. So I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, and every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook: read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
Yo, I'm your old basketball. Haven't seen you out on the courts in a while. Why not pass me over to Goodwill? Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. And that's a slam dunk. Donate today. Hey, I got next.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
Bobby is known as the General. Tito shops at Dollar General. This is Morning Juice.
All right, Morning Juice. We'll get Lee Sterling on here shortly. Bob, did you consume much college football last night?
Oh, yeah, whole family did. Well, check that. My wife and daughter were watching the U.S. Open, watching Coco Gauff play. And so I had a quad box up of a little bit of the U.S. Open, and then at the beginning was the South Florida Bulls versus the Boise State. And then I had, what was the other game going on? The Bobcats and Scarlet Knights. And man, OU had a chance to win that.
That would have been a huge win for them.
I was hoping they would. They play West Virginia next week, and then Ohio State. That's their non-conference. So it's quite robust, if you will, for them. It's not an easy sled by any stretch. So
South Florida, they play. So they just beat Boise. I think they go the next 2 weeks.
They play Florida State.
No, it's Florida and then Miami. Yeah. So
yeah. So like this, I call Miami because Miami has the same. They play like Florida State, South Florida, and Florida like all in a row. Their tour of Florida, which I'm like, they need.
Obviously, they played Notre Dame Sunday night.
And they played Notre Dame before that, so they've got a tough stretch. Those in-state games are very, very tricky for teams because a lot of familiarity with guys and a lot of passion around it.
All right, now we are joined by Lee Sterling. Lee Sterling, sorry about that. Joining us here now, he is from Paramount Sports. Lee, good morning. Did you sleep much last night with all that football going on?
No, I mean, 17 games. That used to be like 3 or 5 games. 17 is just absolutely crazy.
How'd you do on your selections just for last night's game? Did you? I know you don't bet every single game, but how'd you do personally?
So we won the South Florida game, and unfortunately, we looked good to start some of these games, like Nebraska. They won the game but didn't cover, and then also I had NC State, which was up 17-0 and won but didn't cover. So it's the way it is sometimes, 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting to see a lot of good games that were on last night. A lot of fun. Going to be a huge, huge weekend, Lee, as we get going here with college football ultimately kicking off. As we sit here and look, some of the other huge, big games. Clemson, LSU. That is the nightcap on Saturday. How are we feeling about that guy?
So it's crazy. This is the first time these two teams have played in the regular season. They did play in the 2019 title game, but LSU has lost 5 straight openers, and Brian Kelly's going to have to, get off the schneid here if he wants to get some of his LSU backers to get all.
I think it's his family.
4-8 against the spread on the road the first 2 games. The difference here is, I think, that the line play. LSU lost 4 of 5 starting offensive linemen and all 4 defensive linemen. On the other side, Clemson, they're not quite back to where they were before, but getting close when they won national titles. They have 3 guys in the defensive line. I know you as a linebacker, Bobby, can relate to this. When you got real good defensive linemen, they stop the run and they put pressure on the quarterback, makes things a lot easier. they're going to have 3 guys drafted maybe in the first round or at least in the first 2 rounds. I like Clemson, 37-27. This should be like a WWE match here. They both have the same nicknames, same names of the stadium. You know, you got to go from being called, the Tigers to the Kitty Cats or something like that.
That's a great idea, Lee. I wish they would do that. Yeah, play for the right to call your stadium Death Valley and yourself the Tigers. Another game going on this weekend, and it's one team kind of disappointed their fans. The other team massively disappointed their fans. Alabama, Florida State. What do you think in that one?
Yeah, so Alabama, I think, is going to get back to close to where they were also. You know, this is a team that went through a lot of transition last year with Kalen DeBoer, but I do like the fact that he brought back his old coordinator, Ryan Grubb. He spent last year with the Seattle Seahawks here. FSU, you know, they knew they needed a quarterback. The best they could do was Thomas Castellanos. I mean, he had a real good game against Florida State and scored 28 points, but against every other team that he started the game at, scored 23 or less. So sometimes guys look great when they play against you. If the game is close, they got a chance with him, but he's not a drop back passer here. So I just think that this Alabama team is getting close to where they were before. And once they get the lead, I think they'll tee off on them. I know it's, you know, home underdog getting almost 2 touchdowns, but Florida State, they're marginally better, but they're still not there. Bama, big, roll Tide, 38-20.
Oh, I think that'd disappoint a lot of Florida State fans, but obviously the state of Alabama feeling happy about that. Renewing an old rivalry, one dating back to the 80s, the Catholics and convicts, Notre Dame traveling down to South Florida to take on the Miami Hurricanes. Fairly tight line in this one, Lee. Moved a little bit. Where are you liking the Irish and the Hurricanes?
Well, the only thing that might upset this game here is weather. It could rain for about 48 straight hours and hard. So if that happens, pretty much everything's covered except the field. It may not be great field conditions here. They're playing a college game the night before, but, you know, I think Miami will look different with Carson Beck. They're going to try to run the football, top 5 offensive line, trio, really good running backs. Notre Dame, really good. I mean, you got to love Jeremiah Love, but they're starting a brand new quarterback. Last time Notre Dame went in there, I mean, usually there's 20 to 25,000 empty seats. It's going to be rocking there. They're opening up the tailgating 12 hours before the game. So there'll be a lot of people ready to go here. I just think that Miami getting defensive coordinator Corey Heatherman from Minnesota might be the difference here. And a young, talented C.J. Carr, but maybe not ready for prime time yet. I like Miami, low-scoring game, 23-20.
You know, it's interesting on that because I was thinking about this when you were just talking about all the changes they have in college football every year anymore with the transfer portal and guys leaving early and all that. Much different than it used to be 30 years ago when you'd have guys, the same guys on the same teams for 3 and 4 years, and you had a lot of history watching them, at least a couple of years of history watching them in their environment before you had to handicap these games. And then so you obviously have to take a lot of that stuff out of that when you're trying to make these picks. And then also the fact that I know fans want to believe, you know, oh, Miami's going to get back for Catholics versus convicts. None of that stuff ever comes into play when you're talking about something that happened 30 years ago.
No, not at all. But makes for great storylines and 2 passionate fan groups.
Let's go to the big one now, the one we're all watching here and across the country. I believe, you know, it's the prime game, of course, at noon because that's when you want to play your premier games of college football. Ohio State hosting Texas. What are your thoughts on that one for Saturday?
Yeah, so what we saw mostly, except for South Florida, looking better and Boise State not looking good at all. Most teams look marginally better, marginally worse. Not that much of a difference here. Ohio State was a better team when they won last year. I mean, Texas could have tied the game with less than 4 minutes to go. Now, what are the differences last year to this year? Ohio State lost 7 of the top 9 tacklers on defense. I think that could be a factor. Obviously, quarterback Arch Manning, you got to think, has got an advantage here from his playing advantage, and maybe right now a little bit better than Julian Sain, who is not, from what we hear, look great. Also, they've got both coordinators back, and that could be a factor. Sometimes just getting in plays and feeling comfortable in that respect. I think, though, believe it or not, that Texas actually might have the talent gap edge here, except for wide receiver, and there's a few other different groups that might be tied. I'm going to say it unfortunately, guys. I think the wrong team is favored. I like Texas here, 24-21, close game.
Lee, when your algorithm and all this, when you're looking at all these picks you're going to make, compared to the NFL, tell me how much coaching, the coaching staffs, the history of the coaching staffs, and the head coach, how much is it weighed or figuring differently between the NFL and college football for you when you're making your picks?
I mean, there is a difference. You know, there's some really good coordinators out there that know what they're doing, and they get it. So that's why I think, like I said, Miami might make a little bit of a jump there as far as defense. And, you know, Ohio State, they lost a couple games last year and still won the national title. So that's, you know, in one respect, that's what's great about college football now. You can lose one game and it's not all over. So I think it's great, though, that what the SEC is doing. They have 9 conference games, and I'd like to see all conferences do it. I'm going to make a prediction, though. If the ACC does not have a team in the semifinals or the finals, I think the Big Ten and the SEC is going to snap 4 teams out of the ACC. So I think the big pressure is on the ACC this year.
Lee, where can people find your stuff?
Just go to the website, ParamountSports.com. We're not going to win every game every day, but we've had 30 out of 31 winning seasons. We now do player props. A lot of people like to bet the player props, college football and the NFL, and we're going to do a pretty good job for you overall. All the specials are up and available. Just one place, ParamountSports.com. What I love about you talking to you, Lee, is that you're transparent on your picks, and you don't try to hide behind anything. If you have you told us flat out that yesterday wasn't the perfect day for you. We appreciate that, and I think that's what the bettors, the people that subscribe to your stuff, want to hear as well. So thank you for that, my friend, and let's have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next Friday. You too, guys. Take care. Be safe. You bet. That was Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports, and picked Texas there, Bob.
Well, it's interesting. I have no problem why people pick certain teams, but as to the reasons why. I mean, Texas lost a lot of starters, too.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
And not having your coordinators, losing Chip Kelly obviously was huge, and this is Brian Hartline's foray into, calling plays, huge game, going to be in the box, and there's a lot to be worked out there. But he also has Ryan Day and Tyler Bowen, who has called plays as well, to kind of lean into that. And I'm sure that they'll be ready to go. But, I mean, I would argue that the loss of Jim Knowles is a neutral at worst, if not. It's hard to say they're the best defense in the country last year, but to have an improvement based upon the guy who I think is actually in there calling him Matt Patricia. So I don't necessarily agree with some of the things in the talent gap. Texas may be better at a handful of positions, but I don't think it's significant. And Arch Manning has started 2 games.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about, he's got more playing experience. Dude, he started 2 games against bad teams.
Right.
Okay? Let's not pretend like this guy went out there and won 6 games for the Longhorns last year. It was Jeff Hostetler in the 1990 Giants Super Bowl run.
Right.
Okay? I mean, he got in for 1 play against Ohio State.
I mean, you could make an argument. At least making valid arguments.
And
all
he's
that
like,
stuff.
from what we're hearing, I'm like, who is about Julian saying in camp? I wanted to ask Lee.
Oh.
If I really want to be a jerk, who are you hearing that from?
Well,
where'd you hear that? But I like Lee. I think he does a good job. But the vagueness, and I tell you, you're going to say, well, we're hearing. Well, put their name on it. I'm not going to make assertions of things that are happening without saying we're hearing out of training camp. Well, who's saying that?
It's funny about
no one I know.
The coordinator thing, the Jim Knowles thing, and I agree with you, Bob. I think Ohio State did not lose anything in that. And I like Jim Knowles, who was here. I don't think Ohio State lost anything there in that transition, though.
Yeah, you're not wrong in saying that. Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work alongside them as partners, whether you're a small business or a large operation? Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area and will help you reach your goals. Whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment finance to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them at 1600 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, coming up next, kind of a big trade in the NFL. We'll discuss that next in Quick Hitters. This is Morning Juice.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, Don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unmatched reliability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality security officers and the endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit EventRiskInc.com.
In honor of all those we've lost to cancer and those still fighting and thriving, like basketball analyst and cancer champion Dick Vitale.
I want to beat cancer. I'm going to beat it. That's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to win this battle.
Defeating cancer will take all of us. Join our team to help fund game-changing research that saves lives. At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over the odds. V is for victory over health disparities, victory over setbacks, victory over the unknown. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate to the V Foundation to join our team and help save lives.
Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul.
100% of donations fund game-changing cancer research. Donate now to the V Foundation at v.org.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good. Because today, I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
Bobby knows what it's like to be a winner. Tito knows what it's like to be thrown out of an all-you-can-eat buffet.
You're here for an hour.
This is Morning Juice.
All right, Morning Juice. Tito, Carpenter, Bodie with you. And now, Quick Hitters.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Bodie, did I break that news to you yesterday or not?
You did break that news to me yesterday, Tito. I kind of had a feeling it was sort of coming.
Yeah.
A lot of mornings when
like
I get
Black
home.
Eyed Peas feeling?
Yeah. I don't know if I would have called last night a good night for Cowboys fans all over the world. But a lot of times when I get home from work each morning, I'll throw on the morning show down in Dallas just to get the vibe of how Cowboys Nation is feeling about things.
What station you listen to down there?
105.3 The Fan.
Okay.
And the last few days, the insider that they have on the morning show has been saying, like, this is not the Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb sort of negotiation. Like, this thing's getting a little tension in between. And little peek behind the curtain for you guys and the listeners. Normally when I type up Quick Hitters here, I'll type up a little paragraph and read from it. I just wrote down 5 words, Micah Parsons to Green Bay. I don't really think I need to add any. I don't know, guys. I cannot believe we got to this point with this.
Bodie, we got better today.
Yeah.
And these aren't picks for the future. There's not saying that we couldn't spin around and use these right now.
Dallas, if they've shown anything in the last several years, they've been super aggressive about player acquisition.
They're all in, Bodie.
I don't know, man. I just... Jeez. Yeah, Tito.
I like the pain. I like the pain.
Yeah, listen to some of those comments made by Jerry. It's just hysterical. I don't know how you think you got better today. And
just like the Herschel trade.
Yeah,
that's when he dropped that in there. You might
exactly
be
what this
losing
is
your
like.
mind.
You're right.
Those things happen all the time.
Because Herschel Walker is the running back version of Micah Parsons
So
in the
here's
NFL.
the thing. If you would have traded him in March
exactly
and got a first, 2 firsts, and maybe a player, plus you might have gotten like a second or third with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're getting 3 ones in a Pro Bowler, but you're probably going to get a little bit more because there's just more teams that would be able to bid for him.
Yep.
There's more salary cap space available. And you know what you could have done, Bodie? Use those draft picks, one of them or maybe
that
two.
spring.
This spring in that draft. Then you could have argued we got younger, we got a little cheaper. This year might be a little bit bumpy, but we're on pace moving forward.
Could have used some of that cap space.
So maybe sign somebody.
Look, I understand, and I've said this multiple times with Dallas. I feel like I bring it up every time we talk about Jera. Trading Micah Parsons in a vacuum is probably pretty stupid regardless. I just don't think you trade that level of player.
Weekend of nation today.
What's
Weekend
that?
Country. Nation or country?
Yeah, all you did was weekend
country
today.
Okay.
I was going to say. Sweet dreams, Jerry. Trading Micah in a vacuum is probably pretty stupid because you just don't give up players of that caliber, especially edge rushers. I mean, it's like them, quarterbacks, tackles, and receivers that are probably the 4 most valuable positions in the NFL nowadays and have been for a long time. But it's not only that it was probably stupid to trade him. The entire process to getting to this point was so broken that it's like, even if you want to look at it and be like, look, we think with paying Dak what we're paying him, paying CD what we're paying him, we're not sure that the next 2 to 3 years we're going to be that great anyway. We can't afford to pay Micah Parsons $47 million a year. So we're going to ship him out. We're going to sort of reset the deck a little bit, do this and that. I don't necessarily agree with that, but at least you had a process in mind as to like, this is why we're doing this. With Dallas, it's basically just Dallas drives the car to work every day. They text on their phone. They're looking left and right. They're not keeping their eyes on the road. They don't buckle their seatbelt. And then they get there. They get to work every day. And it's like, well, hey, I made it to work.
Right.
I got, I was drunk driving. I was texting on my phone. I didn't buckle my seatbelt, but I made it here. Who cares? And it's
Had
like,
a great time.
Your process, like, that's not the way to go about things. That's not the right way to run the football team. Just because that's where you land and you make it to work each day doing that as you drive the car doesn't make it the right thing to do. It's still stupid. And I think with this, it's just the process is so broken. They didn't spend the last handful of months being like, okay, we're going to trade Micah. Here's why. We're going to get the best offer we can, so on and so forth. I think Jerry basically just got in his feelings about how this whole negotiation process went. And Jerry's got a saying, and I probably should have wrote it down because I can't remember what it was, but it's something about like,
I'll collect every
he did say that, but it's something along the lines of like, don't let money like hurt your feelings or something like that. And that's exactly what he did with this whole thing.
When I heard the comment about when he said that, when we signed Dak to that big contract, that's kind of what that played into this as well. It almost felt like he was trying to say it's partially Dak's fault is how I took it. But then on top of that, the time they did it though, they are punting this year, and it's their team is not going to be better this year without Dak on it. So it's if I'm a Cowboys fan, no offense, Bodie, if I'm a Cowboys fan though, I would just be so distraught about this upcoming season now that this has gone down this way. Like you said, Bob, do it back in March, the season still got hope, to get better. There's no way they're going to get better right now than they were 2 days ago.
Yeah. Well, all you did was push out the build process another year. Like if you had those picks this year. Now I know I saw someone tweet out where they're like, if you go look at the potential class in 2027.
Right. I think I saw, was it Albert Breer who said that?
It may have been Breer.
And I like Breer. And I know he's just, I can appreciate somebody who talks through things and doesn't just say like, hey, this all sucks, fire everybody and whatnot, because you're not firing the owner and general manager down there. But I did appreciate the whole hey, Jeremiah Smith, Dallas Cowboy, 2027. Right. I'm like, let's go. Dak will be like 38, but we'll get the last couple years out of him. CD, he'll probably still be in his prime. Imagine George Pickens, Dak, CD, and Jeremiah Smith. But yeah, anyway, Bob, sorry.
Well, that's the problem. It's just so long. And someone goes, well, what does this mean? I go, I think this is Jerry being resolved to the fact that he will never win a Super Bowl in his lifetime. I mean, I'm serious.
Wow.
I know. I'm not.
He's 83 years
disagreeing.
old. Like, if you're telling me that this next build, we're getting all these picks to Herschel Walker. They may have traded Herschel Walker, but they win a Super Bowl the next year. It still took 4 years to get there from that trade. And so there's going to be a process, and maybe it does get done, and maybe things do get better. But
once again, though, if it works out, like even if Kenny Clark, who Dallas's defensive tackles isn't exactly the best position in the league for them, so like he'll help them this year. But it's like he turns 30 in the next year, so it's not like he's going to be part of the long-term plans, I don't think. Even if you absolutely land, all pros with these next 2 first-round picks, the process to land those picks and trading Parsons gets back to my whole, drunk driving without the seatbelt on your way to work. Like, that's not just because you got from point A to point B successfully doesn't mean that how you got there was the right way to go about it. And I think that's what drives me insane with Dallas is it's just constantly, like I said, even if it works out, their process is so broken that I don't know how they're ever going to be able to put together a team, even for 1 year, let alone a 3 to 4 year run, that's Super Bowl worthy.
Do you think it's in his will that when Jerry Jones dies, he doesn't get cremated, doesn't get buried, gets stuffed?
Yeah.
And then they wheel him out there. They like when they win the Super Bowl in 20 years or whatever it is. They wheel him out there and make him part of the celebration.
Maybe they cut his head off and freeze it like Ted Williams.
I didn't know if that would be the better option. Just have him stuffed like a bear you would have in your den in the lodge.
I think they call it taxidermied.
Taxidermied.
Put him up in the suite.
Yeah,
like Bodie's sister's going to do to her cat.
What else you got for us,
Sprinkles.
Bodie?
I think too, it's just Binks is his name. Yeah, I think too, it's also just the
Binksy cat?
fact that I'm not sure. Is that a reference to something?
Have you never seen Meet the Parents?
Not off the top of my head.
Oh, Ben Still, that's a must-watch for you.
It's from the cat is named after Hocus Pocus. I do know that.
I knew what Binks was from, but their cat is named Jinx, and they call him Jinxie Cat.
Jinx.
So I didn't know if we could go with Binksy Cat.
Also, too, even real quick, just getting back to the whole Dak Prescott thing. The reason you're paying Dak $60 million a year is because he took you to the woodshed as well with these negotiations. They never get ahead of this stuff, and it just.
But the drama,
the
drama, buddy.
I want our team to be a 365-day-a-year soap opera. We got into this a little bit at the start of last segment, guys.
Travis Kelce. Hold my beer.
Yeah. You think you're going to take the headline?
I'm not going to let this. I'm not going to
this.
We got to do something big.
I mean, there was college football games last night where it's like coming up on halftime, Adam Schefter talking Micah to Green Bay. We got into this a little bit, start of last segment, guys. I'll kind of just open the floor here for you real quick. Is there any other games you wanted to touch on from last night? Mentioned South Florida. They hammered Boise State. Not sure the Broncos. Maybe Ashton Genty should have won should have won.
Well,
the
they
Heisman
lost
last
to other
year.
guys, too.
I know.
But I'm pumped for that. Their coach is Alex Golish, who is he's a big Shark. He's Shark's favorite college football coach because he's actually Russian-born. True story. I didn't even know that.
The Russian-born's true story, not the fact he's Shark's favorite coach is what you're saying.
I think both.
Okay. True stories then. Okay.
But grew up in Dublin, went to Kaufman. He was our defensive line coaching intern when he was in college at Ohio State.
Yeah.
And I've loved watching his career move. And he was most recently the offensive coordinator at Tennessee, got that South Florida job. And I think that's a job with a lot of potential, very bullish on it. And he has done a fantastic job. And I'm not sure his plans, but I would imagine if they have a really good year here, that he would be one of the hotter coaching candidates. And that's a game last night, but people can say what they want. It's a Thursday night game. There's only one other game on. It's OU Rutgers. Well, there's a couple, but that's on ESPN.
Yeah.
And you're watching them beat the brakes off of a ranked team that was in the CFP last year. Kudos to Alex. Awesome job. Just super proud of him. And we've got former guys, we're all texting each other. Just awesome to see somebody. And this was the dude that was setting up pads at practice when we were there. And now to see him do that, just very, very proud and happy for him.
Some celebrities over there on the sidelines at Bowling Green last night. Urban was out there. Eddie Eddie George obviously coaching them. And who else?
He was on the sideline.
No, I'm saying, who's the other player? Was there
there.
other players? The players I remember. I thought they said was there another former player.
Oh, Hershiser.
No, say Tony Holmes. I think Holmes was there. I think
really?
Yeah, I think Holmes was there also. That's
Good
what I was
for
thinking of. Yeah. Anyway, not a bad start. opening kickoff return for a touchdown for Bowling Green.
Second year in a row, I think I saw they've
really?
done that. They open up the year with a kickoff return for a touchdown. That's got to be. Can't imagine that's happened too often.
Maybe want to just squib it down this year.
Superior special units.
Yeah, do something like that. So that's good for Eddie getting that win on that one.
Go ahead, Tito.
No,
Sorry.
Go, bud.
I was just going to say, wasn't the cleanest night in the world for the Big Ten? They did win all the games, but Minnesota beats Buffalo 23-10. Nebraska,
Right.
they really held on against Cincinnati 20-17. And then Wisconsin, offensive struggles there still for the Badgers, but they did shut out Miami, Ohio.
In like a decade or something, though.
17-0 there for Wisconsin and Madison.
Anytime you can shut out anybody in college football, it's impressive. Because even if you get up like if Ohio State gets up on like Grambling, 57-0, and Ohio State pulls all their starters and whatnot, and Grambling's out there trying, it's going to be hard to shut out a team. It really is.
I don't know if you consider starters at 17-0.
No, but I'm saying any kind of shutout though. I don't
What
care
about
if it's 17-0.
Wyoming shutting out Akron 10-0? Where's that on the impressive scale?
Well, it's impressive from the standpoint that it's easier to score in college football now, I think. And so anytime you hold a team under to 0 points on that, I just think it's an impressive thing, regardless of the final score ends up being. But Wisconsin, yes, they offensively did not look great last night. A couple big interceptions that helped them out. But yeah, Wisconsin, it's a good win for them. Good start for Fickle to at least going 1-0. That's all.
The best part about going 1-0 today is a chance to go 2-0.
Is next week Alabama?
They host Middle Tennessee State.
Okay.
And then, in order, at
crazy.
Bama, home Maryland, at Michigan, home Iowa, home Ohio State, at Oregon, home Washington, at Indiana, home Illinois, at Minnesota.
Got to
They
rack
have
up
the
wins
second
you can get 'em.
toughest
A lot
schedule
of
by
ranked opponents on
by
there.
opponents' projected win total. Yeah.
And even the non-ranked teams, I mean,
Iowa,
Washington, Minnesota, I don't know that any of those teams will be bad per se, even if they're not winning 9, 10, 11 games. But
got to get these wins when you can, then. You know what I mean? Regardless how it ends up going. Yeah, but
Nebraska squeaking by Cincinnati, probably not the greatest start for them either. Not the I don't know how good or bad Cincinnati's supposed to be this year, but they had kind of fallen off a little bit.
Yeah, but I think that would have been a big win for them. I was hoping that they were going to get that win. I liked Matt Rule and everything, but just for an Ohio team and to get that would have been a significant win, national stage, and they played really well.
Yeah, and even though you look at it was considered a Cincinnati home game, but it was a neutral site game. It was there.
It was in
Arrowhead Stadium.
Kansas City.
I know. So I'm saying with the schedule of it, we looked at it would say Nebraska at Cincinnati.
Taylor Swift was there.
Oh, that's right, she was.
They
wasn't
showed
she?
her and
People were
Kelsey.
like, taking a little college football. I'm like, you do realize
Travis
her
Kelce.
fiance played at Cincinnati.
Went to school there.
Right. Coming up next, Ryan Day spoke yesterday. We'll overanalyze and overreact next, and also preview more of the Ohio State-Texas game on Saturday. Morning Juice.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. When was the last time you hopped out of bed without that knee or back screaming at you? Or walked down a flight of stairs without groaning step by step? Hey, that was me. And I had to deal with that for all the years of playing football. But I went and saw my friends over at QC Kinetics, and it disappeared. I didn't have to tough it out anymore. Call over QC Kinetics with Dr. Wolkoff and get your free consultation. It's regenerative medicine, folks. There are thousands of patients who will tell you that they wish they would have done it sooner, just like I did. I'm glad I did, and my experience was tremendous. You go in, you have a consult, they lay out the plan, they talk about it. It's no pills, it's no scalpels. It's just your own body's biologics treating you and helping heal you. So find out if you're a good candidate. Go to QCkinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices all around Central Ohio, so be sure to go and check them out.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better. You've earned it.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers. Through CPR education and access to AEDs, nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Mike's off there, Bodie.
I think so.
I hope so on that one. Oh, Bobby, we didn't get to this in the last segment.
But that's what we're here, is to get to things.
That's right. But Bodie puts out there that Texas has said they have no plans to cancel these games coming up, the marquee games with Ohio State, Notre Dame's another one in there.
They're playing Ohio State tomorrow, so they're not going to cancel.
I know,
that
but they said the games like that, though. I'm saying they have no plans of canceling games like that.
Well, they have to play one Power 5 team, 4 team a year. So
sure.
I mean, if you've got them on the schedule, like Bama canceled West Virginia, but there were some years where they had like Ohio State, I think, and West Virginia on the schedule. So I get that.
And I think Texas. So they host Ohio State next year. They'll host Michigan in 2027 as a return trip there for the Longhorns going to Ann Arbor last year, that was. And then they host Notre Dame in 28, 29. And I believe that they did not have any other Power 4 opponents on those schedules. So,
but I saw Chris Del Conte talked about the fact that it's he told the Austin American Statesman, we have Michigan, we have Ohio State, we just scheduled Notre Dame, we had USC, we had LSU, and we had a 9-game schedule in the Big 12, 9-game conference schedule. I think with the discussions going around the CFP, whether expansion or not, the regular season matters. So
you missed the first line of that, Tito. He said the brand of Texas, we owe it to college football to play this type of game.
Right.
He said, you want us on that field. You need us on that field.
Ryan Day spoke yesterday, and this is what he said about
the coaches show.
The coaches show, yep. What Ryan Day said about the expectations. He said there's one expectation tomorrow.
I think you just try to share your experiences with these guys of what you've seen. And I think in first games, especially a game like this, it's easy to have expectations. And the only expectation is to win. Guys can get in their feelings because if you take a whole group of guys who are going on the field, they all have these great expectations of how it's going to go. But when you're playing against an excellent opponent like we're going to play, it's not going to go the way you think, coaches and players included. So we have got to take one play at a time, play as hard as we can, stick together, and find a way to win. And that's it. And so you just try to, bring things like that to light, make sure they understand what to focus on going in. And then obviously the big thing is avoiding distractions, because I think there are a lot of distractions, especially for young players.
I love the way that Ryan Day has approached this season when he kind of set the tone early on, like, we're not defending anything.
Going to win again.
Yeah, we're not defending, but we're not defending a trophy because that trophy's not going anywhere no matter what.
No.
I like that fact that he did that.
Collecting trophies.
Yes. This is something else Ryan Day talked about, the talent that Texas has.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they have great backs. Both backs are excellent. Obviously, Arch is excellent. They're, the tight end that they brought in is a really good player. The offensive line, I know those guys were highly recruited players. The wideouts are fast. On defense, Hill and Simmons are tremendous. The back end returns a lot of guys. The Moore is a really good, guy off the edge. And, they have really good players. These are some of the most highly recruited players in the country, and they do a great job of developing. So, a lot of good players. We know that. And that's what we've been preparing for, and anytime you play in matchup games. I mean, the good news is there's a lot of guys out there that we have played against. But like you said, a lot of new faces on both sides.
Bob, I think that, and Lee talked about, and you mentioned also, the talent thing. Maybe Texas has more talent. I don't know. It's close. It should be close. It should be close as far as level of talent. But I think Ohio State's defense is vastly, I don't say underrated. I shouldn't say vastly, but I think the Ohio State's defense
isn't given the respect that they should be with the potential talent. There's a lot of unknowns,
right?
But you have Caleb Downs, who is widely regarded as one of the, if not the top defensive player in college football. You have Sonny Styles returning, who was Mr. Everything coming out and has played really well and is only going to improve. David Singman-Newsom, who played pretty well last year. Jermaine Matthews, who played a lot last year.
Mm-hmm.
Kenyatta Jackson was one of the top 50 players in the country when he came in. Caden Curry, very highly recruited guy. You have those guys. Arvell Reese is as, if not more, athletic than Sonny. They're very comparable to each other. You look at their numbers and you watch them move. There are things that those guys can do in tandem that not many people can. So this notion that Texas has this great athletic advantage, I'm not seeing it. Ohio State, I think, has the 4. I don't know. I would love to see another team in the country that I think has 4 better outside corners than Ohio State. So there's a lot of things that they possess that would lead me to believe they're on the same platitude. Now, maybe there's going to be some advantages here or there. That's just always going to be the case. But to say that Texas, you think people are better at most position groups, I don't think that's true.
Do you expect Ohio State's aggressiveness on defense to be to be different than last year?
It'll be different, but they'll be aggressive.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll be aggressive all the time. Matt Patricia's going to change it up.
Right.
But there'll be times where they get after it. There'll be times where they pull off. I think you're going to probably see a lot of different stuff because Matt Patricia, you look at him historically, trying to figure out what he does is very hard.
We're going to learn a lot about Julian Sayin and Arch Manning after they get hit hard the first time, after they make their first mistake.
Everybody has a plan until they get hit.
That's exactly right.
Muhammad
I've heard
Ali.
that. Was that one in
Michael Scott?
Was that one in Rocky V also? No, Rocky V. Not how many times you get knocked down, so how many times you get up. Was that Rocky?
That's in Rocky Balboa.
Rocky Balboa. Okay.
It's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
I've seen that clip. I've never seen that movie, Rocky Balboa.
That's a good one. That's
is?
one of his probably best lines he delivers in all the movies.
See, now,
life is hard. It'll beat you to your knees if you let it. But it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
See, I can't argue with you on that because I've only seen 3 and 4 and then the Creed movies. So
I never saw 5?
I never saw 5.
I'll give you a little teaser for Monday's Today in History. Tommy Morrison passing away.
Oh, look out. That dude.
A.K.A. Tommy Gunn.
Yeah. I remember seeing clips on that one, too. And they got in the alley, right?
Yeah. Turned into a street fight.
Yeah. He was almost
died of AIDS.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Although he claimed he never had it. I don't know if you know that or not. He fought to the end. He said, "I don't know AIDS." That's
good for him.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? It's not a lie if you believe it.
That's very true. Here's Ryan Day talking about the trust he has in his coaching staff.
You still have to be in all the special teams and making sure you have a presence with the defense. But we do have a new quarterback, and Brian's calling plays for the first time. So I would say that the majority of my time is with the offense right now. But it's great to be able to spend time at night and decompress with Matt and just talk through some of the things he's seeing, and he's handling it like you would think a pro would. Tim Walton has a huge handle on it, so does Larry Johnson. And I feel like on special teams, Rob Keyes has really stepped up. Nate Emner's helped out there, Gunner's helping out. So it's a team effort. I think every year we're together more and more. Guys are more and more experienced, understand what we want, what to expect. I feel like our practices are moving at a pretty efficient rate, but now we got to go play. And we got to figure out where we're at, make the corrections, and go on from there.
I think, Bob, the rest of the coaching staff, it sounds and feels like Dave's got just immense amount of trust in all of them.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot of confidence in those guys. I mean, Matt Patricia was a head coach in the NFL.
Right.
And to varying degrees of success, but ever having sat in that chair and having to deal with that criticism, he understands it. And then those guys talk and they go back and forth like, hey, why are you doing this against us? Why are you doing that? Why do you run this defense? Why do you attack our defense this way? And so there's a lot of collaboration, a lot of conversation about what hurts this, what impacts that, going back and forth. And both, it's amazing, like, because when these guys come here, I've been fortunate to be around Ryan since the day he got here. You know, when you come as an assistant, so my dad always said, he goes, you get a different relationship with assistant coach than you do with a head coach. He's like, that's why he always had such a good relationship with Parcells. He's like, he was the linebacker coach when I got there.
Right.
He's like, we were going and doing one-on-ones with him and everything, talking trash back and forth. And then they make him the head coach. And he's like, that changes. And everybody else that came in always saw him as the head coach. He's like, to me, he was the linebacker coach. You know, who's just now running the show. And getting a chance to get to know Ryan, like as an OC, and then obviously seeing how he operates. But all the coaches, you know, when the guys came in, like they just hired Boyer, who came in, who was the D coordinator at Miami. He was in New England with Patricia and me. He's an Ohio guy. Heath guy, Bodie.
Oh yeah, I remember you mentioned that before.
And I asked these guys, and I'm like, I always ask, like, you know, what were your thoughts on Ryan after they get here for about a month? And, you know, great guy, first of all. And like, he's incredible. Like, and then the next line is just how incredibly smart he is as a football coach. And so then the conversations that you're able to have with that. And listen, there are a lot of coaches that are able to get to positions of authority at big time schools that may not be the most like brilliant football minds. And maybe they're able to have like their leadership components and managing the program. And I always tell Penn State fans this because they get mad about James Franklin. I'm like, James Franklin does a great job managing the program. I don't know if you want James Franklin sitting down and playing like a game of high-level chess schematically with some other like elite coaches across college football, but he does a great job managing the program, and he knows who good coaches are and hires them to take care of that for him. But like Ryan Day is one of the unique guys who does a great job of managing the program, but his X's and O's are elite. Like his knowledge of the game and understanding what works against what, and like here's your counter punches and all of these different things, how to get to different formations and different route combinations and different run stuff in the run game is second to none. And that's like the two great things that people always find out about Ryan when they get here. Awesome human, like great human, great father, great husband, guy you love to work for. And then right after that, without taking a breath, no commas, no punctuation, he is an incredibly smart football mind. And so when you have those two things, there's going to be a lot of trust that you can have, and then you can talk to other people you can recognize people who also have great football minds. Hey, and go let them do their job. Like Matt Patricia, it's not like he was, you know, a position coach somewhere. I mean, he's run a defense for 15 plus years, and he was a head coach in the NFL. Guy knows his stuff. He knows how to run a room. He knows how to handle a staff. And those guys and worked through all the different nuances of personalities and what everybody's always going to defend their room and how to be so collaborative with Tim Walton and Matt Carreri and figure that out and marry the front end and back end. That, hey, you guys go do your stuff. And if you don't do a good job, then we'll have a conversation.
Right.
We'll talk about what the game plan is, what are you thinking, what we're thinking, how we need to win this game. But do your job. And I'm not going to micromanage you.
When I look at Patricia, and, you know, obviously the only time I really met him and talked to him, the only time I did meet and talk to him was out there at the practice. We were out there. And I got to believe he's happier now doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Than he was as a head coach for the Lions.
Oh, yeah. Being a head coach, like that's not, you just get paid more. That's all it really is. Your happiness quotient probably goes down significantly. If you have,
depends on the organization, though, too.
Depends on the organization.
The support you have.
But also depends on, like, your head coaching, your coordinating experience. Like, coordinating for Ryan's great because you don't have to deal with anything.
Yeah.
You know, he lets you do your job. I'm not going to micromanage you. If you have a coach that's always on top of you, then, yeah, maybe I want to be the head coach so then I can set everything and there's stuff that I've always wanted to change and this and that. But if you, I would say the best thing to be is a coordinator or a position coach for a guy that you have immense respect for who's a great human being, because you get all the good, and yeah, you might not be getting paid as much, but you also aren't getting paid to deal with those other big problems too.
Sure.
You don't have to go over there and deal with all the nonsense and handle all that and deal with the crap with Fox and everything else that's going on. You just get to show up and do your job.
Do you think Ryan Day will ever be a head coach in the NFL? I don't know. Ever's a mighty long time.
Ever is a long time, and I think that depends if Ryan Day wants to be a head coach in the NFL, and I don't know if that's the case. I'm not sure. I've never overtly asked him whether like that was. I think at one time that was probably an aspirational goal, just like Urban's goal. Probably at one point he said was to be the head coach at Notre Dame. He thought that was the greatest job. As you get into things and like things change in your life, you know, you have family, you start doing other things, and you start looking around like, do I want to build that? Like, there was good things in the NFL. There's also bad things. There's good things about college football. There's also bad things. You know, if Ohio State was a professional football team, there's a chance that Ryan Day may have been fired already. I mean, you don't see guys last as long as they have. And so when you have kids and you live in a place that you enjoy 50-some weeks a year and your kids like it here a lot of the time and they get to grow up with stability and in a great place that's not too far from home and not all that dissimilar to where you grew up, you know, that comes into the equation of, are you happy? And the old adage, like, don't mess with happiness.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of truth to that. There's things that may be better other places or perceived to be better. And you get there and you realize, yeah, there might be a little bit of better to them, but there's a whole lot of worse.
It used to be the differences between being a college football head coach and an NFL head coach. It used to be the gap was wide. Like it was a big difference.
A gape.
Okay, a gape.
Such a big gap, it turned into a gape.
That's what it is.
Better than the gap.
And also better than the vape. But nonetheless, Bobby. And so for some coaches, I think that would appeal as like at that point when the gape existed, the challenge of doing that. But now as it's gotten closer to the NFL model.
Somebody's closer.
I think that for some coaches, they look at it and probably would say, like, you know what, it's not that much different than what I'm doing now. I kind of like where I'm at. Like Ryan Day in every game he coaches, almost every game he coaches, is going to have a talent advantage.
Lee said that's not true. Paul Feinbaum said it's not even close.
That's why I said almost every game. In almost every game, Ryan Day coaches for Ohio State. He will have better talent than the other team.
97% of the time.
Right.
And the other three, it's probably about equal. There may be a 0.5% in there where when they played Alabama in 2020, like they were a better team.
Yeah.
You know, but that offense was a machine.
Yeah, but
that wasn't an offense. That was a literal machine.
Yeah, and that's
Jalen Waddle got hurt. Devontae got hurt.
Come on in.
Don't matter.
Right.
guys.
So
just keep scoring.
Like that right there, that would not happen in the NFL, where 95% of the games you've got more talent than the other guy.
No, the NFL is designed where nobody has more talent than anybody else. And if you do have great players, sometimes it's best to trade them.
Just give them away.
You know, Bob, if you get better, though. Look, I heard Jerry say this might turn into 5 really good players because the cap space that they could sign the 3 players with and 2 first-round picks. I mean,
imagine if they draft an all-pro edge rusher with one of those first-round picks.
I feel like that's one of their holes now.
You can have the boat or the mystery box.
Yeah, I think that's what they need now.
What if the mystery box is a boat?
Could Ryan Day make Michael Scott a competent assistant coach?
Listen, Michael Scott was
a leader. World's best boss.
His branch was the best one.
Yeah.
World's best boss.
World's greatest boss.
I'd put him at number 2 now, but
I don't know if you can make people competent coaches. I think you hire people you deem to be competent and then groom them into being effective coaches. By the way, everybody has a plan until they get hit. I attribute that to Muhammad Ali. It's Mike Tyson.
Well, it's okay. I gave it to Rocky Balboa first, and I got it wrong, too, so not a big deal.
Fictional character.
Yes.
It was an actual boxer that said it.
Stallone was a boxer. Rocky
was a
was
movie
a boxer.
character. Knocked out
and you won't get
dude in the Hangover.
You won't get that question I just asked you, Bob, on any other morning show in the country today. If
the question is that
Ryan Day could make Michael Scott a competent assistant coach.
I would say that you're probably right in that.
Yeah. I don't know if it's good or bad, but also I did appreciate the fact you brought up the Urban, his dream was coach Notre Dame, and Bodie gave out a little sigh there and wearing his Notre Dame shirt. I thought it was clever by you to twist the knife.
Well, I mean, it's not twisting the knife. I mean, I said something. I don't know if you would, this isn't a knock on Urban, like, because they fire Ryan Day and bring him back. I don't know if his style really is would be productive at this point in college football. And there's a reason why, people get in and out of things and they change stuff and they just evolve. There's a reason why Nick Saban didn't want to coach anymore. He'd won a lot of titles and just you don't necessarily want to deal with some of the nonsense that you had to deal with before.
All right, folks, it's time. Ya Highness. Chad's going to join us. WeWinYouWin.com. That's next. Morning Juice.
Patients everywhere are experiencing joint pain relief thanks to QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. So how does this non-surgical approach work? QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Aaron Wolkoff explains.
Is like when you get a paper cut and the cells that come onto that scene first stop the bleeding and then it recruits more cells to form new skin and new soft tissue. And then you look down a week later, 2 weeks later, and it's like nothing happened and that paper cut never existed.
In this same way, QC Kinetics uses your natural biologics to help repair and restore aching knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
We take those same similar cells in different areas that are arthritic, are painful, and we cause this kind of internal self-healing that can resolve patients' pain.
Relief without surgery. See if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics regenerative treatments.
Call QC Kinetics 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
When it comes to protecting your assets, you need a security partner. Event Risk Security Services is a U.S.-based veteran-owned company providing protection services, consulting to Fortune 500 companies, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality services and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give them a try. They're virtually the same cost, and they can address what keeps you up at night. Event Risk. Check them out at eventriskinc.com to learn more.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Stiles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. It's football season, and just like on the field, success starts with the right game plan and the right team. That's why I'm proud to team up with Monogram Homes. They're the true custom home builder, bringing precision, creativity, and attention to every detail, just like we do on Saturdays. If you're ready to build, don't settle for standard. Go custom. Go Monogram. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I. And then we.
Brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together.
Established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Bobby Carpenter, husband, father, Buckeye. Jeff Thitoff, husband, father, idiot. This is Morning Juice.
All right, Morning Juice. It's Friday. You know what we do every Friday at this time? If I can get this other screen to hide out here for me, I can play it. Here we go.
Helping you win your sports bets. This is Top Picks on Morning Juice.
Top Picks is powered by WeWinYouWin.com. Built by winners for winners. Stop guessing and start cashing.
All right, he is Ya Highness. Chad joining us. Hit your big pick last week.
You had Sterling Silver on earlier, baby. Now let's get some gold, baby. We're cashing tickets. We had Iowa State.
Yes,
we had Iowa State. I think we could go 3 weeks losing in a row, and we're still profitable. Thank you, Matt Campbell. Thank you, the Lucky, the Irish. Should have won by 10, but doesn't matter. We'll take the W. But thank you very much. We're off to a very, very great college football season. Florida State Bulls, thank you. Buffalo Bulls covered, thank you. The only thing we got wrong was the Ohio Rutgers game. We like Rutgers to cover. They looked great in the first half, and then, I don't know, they let that quarterback, Navarro, whatever the guy's name was, run all over in the second half. That was the real dud yesterday. But all right, it's been a great start to college football season, and I am stoked for this weekend.
Okay, let's dive into that. Tomorrow, let's just get it out of the way. Ohio State, Texas. I don't know. Is that your big play of the week, or do you have what's your big play of the week?
Let's bury the lead. Let's bury the lead. I want to hold the Ohio State Texas game to the end. I want to bury the lead on that one.
All right. What are the games? Are you good?
Lee Corso's last show there in Columbus. For those that are watching, I got the pencil in hand. Lee Sterling come on. He said Clemson. Okay, not so bad. He said Bama. Not so bad. But then he said something a little out of pocket. He said Miami Hurricanes over to Notre Dame. Not so fast, my friend. I don't like Carson Beck. I don't like the Hurricanes. Give me the Fighting Irish money line, baby. But yeah, I like Jeremiah Love. Long shot, Heisman Trophy, again, about 45-1. Again, no guarantee, but if the Irish do well this year, it's on his back. He will be there in New York City, at least for the presentation. So I think that's a good shot. All right, guys, fire away. Come on, let's go.
Who did you have handicapped on the Johnson family fight afterwards? What were the odds on the dad and the brother in the pool outside the stadium?
So was that confirmation that was the older brother and the father?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. A little mix coming out. Okay, all right. We're on radio. I'll keep it PG here, but yeah, one too many Guinnesses, right? Yeah. And then they were trying to break the world record for the longest fight or something. I don't know. We were partying out here in Arizona, man. Fuck. Matt Campbell just shoving it down their throat, baby. Again, we talked about Toledo doing that mechanical parlay. I forgot to mention Iowa State's another team that we like the mechanical parlay. And then you're going to laugh at me on this one, but UNLV, that mechanical parlay. I know that defense looked really suspect against Idaho State, but easy schedule. We're looking for easy schedules. Teams that put up a lot of points in easy schedules, those three teams right there.
Typically, when it gets to the last games of the college football weekend, I am usually chasing losses. So the last game this weekend will be actually on Monday on Labor Day, TCU at North Carolina, Belichick's debut. I'm curious your thoughts on that. I think TCU's favored by like 3 or 4 points. What's your thoughts on that game?
I don't know what to make out of Chapel Hill, to be honest with you. I think we're guessing a little bit. I don't have an official play. I'm leaning to the home dog. It's been working for us so well. So that would be North Carolina, Bill Belichick. I don't have a bet on it, but if I have to lean, give me the Tar Heels money line. It's a plus money play. Seasoned coach. He should have the guys at least ready to come out and play. We'll see how they perform, though.
You got any thoughts on the LSU Clemson game, the little Tiger battle out there?
Yes. I think LSU, go Tigers, they're both Tigers, has a bookend year. What does that mean? That means they lose the first game, they lose the last game. LSU wins every game in the middle. That's how I see it. So they lose to Notre Dame. They lose to Clemson in the first week, and then they lose, and I can't remember who's on that. Whoever the last game of their schedule is, I remember. They lose 2 games, first and last game of the year. They win everything in between. And Clemson should have 2 losses. SMU, ACC, SMU, ACC champions. Write that down. Here, I'll give you my big conference champions. And I got a $25 bet out there to win $10,000 if this goes true. We got Ohio State winning the Big Ten. We got Texas winning the ACC. We got Iowa State winning the Big 12. And we got SMU winning the ACC. If all 3 of those come true, we turn $25 bill into $10,000.
I like it. Ya Highness. Let's close up shop here with the Ohio State-Texas game. Get your thoughts on that one. Texas, the underdog in this one. Yeah.
Keith Jack, can I hear my inner Keith Jackson? Oh, Nelly. All right, guys, we're heading into Columbus. They got the hook and put them down, baby. Hook those horns down. So here's the deal. I don't care who you ask. I don't care if it's Sterling. I don't care if it's ESPN, Fox. Any station, any expert in college football is going to tell you the weak point. The weak point on Texas football is what? Secondary. Cornerback, safeties. What is the strength of Ohio State? That wide receiver room. The quarterback. I know Julian saying, some people don't love him. I like this kid. I got high hopes. Another long shot Heisman hopeful. Over 20-1. He's got the talent. They're going to have the numbers. There's another flyer for Heisman for you. But I like Ohio State to win in Columbus, plant their own flag in their own 50-yard line, and watch those both.
Oh, did we lost him? Did we lose him?
Oh, no.
Oh, Oh, wait, got you back now. Okay. Sorry, yeah.
We got
That
you.
was my internet?
Yeah, we're here now.
Sorry, my internet just cut out. Okay. Where did you lose me? Bovo. Send him back to Austin. That I don't know where I lost you, but I got Columbus,
I like
Ohio
it.
State planting the flag in that 50-yard line to block go. Send Scorsese and all those guys. Send them back to Austin, okay? Send them back to Austin. They don't even know what they're in the mood for. 50. Ryan Day talks about putting 50 on Michigan. How about putting 50 on Texas this weekend? Put 50 on Texas this weekend. Anyways, Ohio State money line. Every boost you can do, put on Ohio State money line. We're already in. Yeah, I'm all in on Ohio State this weekend.
You are awesome. Thank you, Your Highness. We will keep track of that. We'll check in with you again soon, buddy.
Guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. I don't know if I'll be on again, but thank you. To Mark the Shark, if you're listening, thank you. Brody, Bobby, guys behind the scenes, Tracy, Matt, Tyler, all you guys, I appreciate it. I love you. And until next time, Bobby, you know what to do. Jump on the right foot and do the wrong thing.
That's right.
There we go. Your Highness there. I don't know where to go from there.
Brody, I love you.
Here we go.
I love jumping on the right foot and doing the wrong thing. Let's get juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
I'm glad I don't go first. I need to compose myself over here. Bob, you are first.
Gosh, I don't even know how to follow that. You know what I'm going to follow that with, Bodie? I didn't want to do two of these today, but after Your Highness inspired me, let's hit that first clip.
I will never quit drinking. I will never quit drinking. I will always make sure that I can keep my body healthy enough so that I can always drink. I love seeing a sunrise with a cocktail, seeing a sunset with a cocktail, having friends walk into your house with a bottle of wine, getting on a plane. Can I get you something? Double Jack on the rocks, lots of rocks. I love the moment someone says, hey, we should get a drink, and you're not supposed to. That feeling, it's like a first kiss. You don't get that first kisses when you're married. You get to have those first drinks. At a brunch, someone goes, should we do mimosas? And then the waiter goes, actually, we have bottomless mimosas. And you're like, this is going to be the best day ever.
Dude, you just hyped me the fuck up.
I mean, that might be
What's the Edelman clip from?
It's not from a movie. It's, oh gosh, it's one of the comedians, and I can't think of his name.
Yeah, I recognize the face, but I don't know.
He was on, he's done a bunch of the roasts. He's pretty good.
Bert something, right? Is that,
he's the one that loves Columbus.
Starts with his last name starts with a K. Am I right on that?
You might be. I have no clue.
Well, I'm sure one of the chatters will let us know, so we can get back to that.
He was great.
Bert Kreischer, right?
Bert Kreischer, yeah. He has
Since
a big.
he got it first.
He has a big hype on Columbus too. Talking about Ohio, high floor, low ceiling weather state, which is a big proponent of me. Listen, it's Friday. What are we about? 28 and a half hours. Ball will be kicking off in Ohio Stadium. Is that right, Bodie?
Sounds about right, yeah.
24 plus 4.5. Yep. Here we go. So that's going to be awesome. I'm pumped up. Got Friday Night Football tonight, so super juiced about that. Going to be a lot of fun as well. We got AJ coming up here, and what's awesome is AJ, we've got a couple of mutual friends, Matt Flynn, Jacob Hester. AJ played with Flinner for a long time in Green Bay. They host a show down in Baton Rouge. They're going to have us both on at the same time, and they're going to call it the Meat Box, the Quad Box Meat Box, I think, and we're going to be on at 9 o'clock Eastern down there in Baton Rouge and down in Louisiana. So pumped to do that, have some fun, talk to AJ here in a minute as well.
Is that a one-off or a weekly thing you're going to
do? They go, I think we're going to be able to sell it, and we're going to be able to do it weekly. So pretty excited about that. It'll be a lot of fun. I go and do hits with those guys a lot. So that'll be a good time. Like I said, Ohio State, Texas tomorrow. The kids have all been fighting about who's going down, who gets the tickets.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of drama there. Going to go pick up my media pass today, so excited about that as well.
Figure out what kids are going?
Has
it been revealed yet?
I think so. I lobbied. I said no one gets a friend, and I get to take my wife as a date, but she was not really excited about that.
What?
Yeah, you would think so, buddy. It's believe me. My wife doesn't like going to Ohio State games anymore. It's
tell her Texas is number one.
I I think she's aware. My son tried to tell her that he's watched more football games than her in his life. And she's like, I don't think that's true.
Mathematically, probably impossible.
Yes. She's like, I used to watch quite a bit, and I still do watch a number with your dad. So, but whether live in person or on television, doesn't matter. But super pumped about this game. It's going to be an awesome time. Wish it was at night, but you know what? We're going to settle with the big nooner and be able to have a good time with that. And with that, got the Ohio State Texas trailer coming right at you.
Over 200 days ago, the final pieces of confetti fell. That's all history now. While others read headlines, we get back to work. Start it over, brick by brick. Building a new foundation from the ground up. History doesn't get you up from mat drills. It doesn't bleed in the heat of summer. History doesn't work in the shadows when nobody is watching. History doesn't define you, but what it does do is demand greatness through our scarlet blood.
We're not defending anything. We're looking to attack and win.
In the game of football, it's about intensity. You either bring that every day or you don't. And that is a decision that you make. You have to make a decision when you cross that line that you're either tough or you're not.
As the time passes, our fortress stands tall. An army of 100,000 standing ready behind our 11 warriors. Forget the noise, forget the rings, forget the banners. Put the ball down and build your own legacy. We came here for.
Starring Ryan Day, Julian Sayin, J.J. Smith, and Caleb Downs. Directed by Christopher Nolan. Coming to you Labor Day weekend, Ohio State versus Texas.
We'll save you a seat, but you only need the edge.
We'll save you a seat, but you only need the edge. Bodie, what Slay's got to say?
Here's big time ball. What if down the road, I'm just giving this side nugget, what if there is some type of receptacle where you could secretly take a little bit of the cornbread that I got from the Pearl or that tater tot with the mashed potatoes that were inside and put it in my napkin in my pocket?
What's the context behind that?
He was talking about smuggling food out of a restaurant, or you could just ask for a to-go box.
Yeah, those things are pretty common nowadays. In fact, if the waitress or waiter comes to your table and sees food left on your plate, they'll probably even ask if you want one.
Yeah.
I'll go quick here, guys, because we're up against it just a little bit so we can get to AJ. Got a couple things. I'm not going to try to do the math because it's too far away, but Sunday night under the lights down in Coral Gables, I don't know if I'm juiced or not juiced, but it's here. I'm sort of ready for it. The weather's got me feeling ready for it. That's for sure, though. It's probably going to be a little warmer down there in Miami between the Irish and Hurricanes on Sunday night. Plus, should have mentioned this yesterday and forgot to. Shout out to our beloved number 14 safety, Kyle Hamilton. Highest paid safety now in NFL history.
Nice.
Hell of a player, Notre Dame.
Like
he was very. Yeah, Baltimore probably get him. Yeah. Our defense would probably be a little better if we could send him out for a couple first-round picks over the next 2 years. So the Micah Parsons trade doesn't have me juiced, but we covered that already. So, Tito, what's got you juiced today?
I just can't wait for tomorrow and for all the college football going on tomorrow. And I also want to make sure, I forgot to mention this before, but if you want Ya Highness's full Saturday football plays, if you want him, we'll give them to you for free. Email him at Chad. I should say email him at Chad. That screw things up. Email Chad at WeWinYouWin.com. He'll give you his plays for Saturday. Ya Highness has been on a roll lately. They threw a little shade at our boy Lee, but yeah. So that was.
Well,
but he
listen.
Yeah.
To the victor go the spoils.
There you go. And we will close things up next with AJ Hawk. This is Morning Juice.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of veteran county veteran service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment? Facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and Columbus football is back. And what better way to kick off the season than driving home in a tough, reliable 2024 Toyota Tacoma from Germain Toyota of Columbus. Right now, get 0% APR for up to 72 months with 20% down, or lease it for $239 a month for 36 months for 10,000 miles per year with $29.99 due at signing. Head to Germain Toyota of Columbus today on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road. Your home for great deals all season long.
1 in 4 Americans today are living with a disability. I'm one of them. I care deeply about creating a world we can all fully participate in, free from stigma, misperceptions, and barriers. And we've got a trusted ally on our side, an organization we can rely on, Easter Seals. Rooted in communities nationwide, Easter Seals helps empower millions of people, regardless of age or disability, through its life-changing services and powerful advocacy. Today and every day, Easter Seals is leading the way to full equity, inclusion, and access to healthcare, employment, and education for people with disabilities, families, and communities. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Learn more and get involved at easterseals.com.
I'm Shanola Hampton. Every day, millions of people face hunger. Today, I will share with you some of their experiences. I'm stuck between paying for medications or paying for food. John from Maine. After paying my bills, I can buy groceries. It's sad to say, food comes last. Alice from Oregon. I thought pantries were for less fortunate people. But anybody could be less fortunate in a day or even a second. Claire from Virginia. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. No one should have to worry where their next meal will come from. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Final segment of the program, final segment of the week. And we end it the best way we know how.
A man with many career achievements. Leading tackler in Centerville football history. Leading tackler in Green Bay Packers history. Still afraid of Larry Knopfsinger. And the crowning achievement, the third member of the Island Boys, A.J. Hawk.
A.J. Hawk joins us. I'll probably get called into the HR for doing this, A.J. But I know Ohio State plays Texas tomorrow, but your Packers made a pretty big move yesterday. What are your thoughts on the Micah Parsons trade?
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. Leading up to it with all the speculation going around, I thought, yeah, why not? He'd be a great fit for the Packers, I believe. Obviously, the guy's an unbelievable player. I didn't think it was actually a reality when you think all that has to happen. And the fact that Jerry would actually let him go and trade him away is kind of crazy. But, yeah, it happened, and I think it's going to be huge. I think he's going to be kind of like re-energized, and he should be wreaking havoc on the edge there in Green Bay for, next 10 to 15 years.
He's only 26 years old, so very young in his prime age. Before we get to the Texas stuff, since you mentioned, Jerry trading him, have you had a chance to watch any of the Dallas Cowboys Netflix series yet?
Yeah, I actually have seen pretty much all of it. I thought it was awesome. Like, I would assume you think the same, Bob,
yeah,
right?
It's great. I mean, you probably start looking at that Residence Inn hotel room with Michael Irvin and some of those lady gals and everything that was going on there. I mean, Jerry, the Cowboys liked to party back in the day, AJ. I mean, reminiscent of 180 West Norwich.
Yeah, 180 West Norwich was a little tamer, I guess, but I mean it's awesome to have all that footage from back then, and then have all these dudes get interviewed. I mean, if you can have Michael Irvin getting interviewed throughout like a 10-part documentary, that thing's probably going to be pretty good. That guy knows how to tell a story and knows how to get you engaged in the story. But yeah, those guys were working hard and they were playing hard, and that's they were so dominant. But it was awesome to see all the things. I mean, a lot of the stuff I wasn't even really aware of. I knew there was a rift between between owner and coach when Jimmy Johnson was there, but I didn't realize how bad it really was and how bad it got. But glad to see towards the end that they actually did. They got things all patched up, and a couple of years ago, Jimmy and Jerry seem to be doing well.
I feel like if you spend a lot of time interviewing Michael Irvin or, say, Todd Marinovich or even like Johnny Manziel, I feel like you would test positive for drugs. Do you agree?
I mean, maybe. You never know. I guess I never thought of it that way, but, you might be onto something. When they always say – didn't they always say you don't eat if you eat a poppy seed bagel, you're going to test positive because of whatever. Like they used to always scare us with that back in the day, but luckily I don't think I've ever had a poppy seed bagel in my life.
So that's a good point, AJ. So, we're still heading down to the game. Like, what kids are going? What's the situation? How are we going to navigate Saturday?
Yeah, it's always a fluid situation to see who all is going and who they're riding with, and we got some lacrosse games in the morning and everything. So yeah, we plan on making it down there. I think everybody should be making the trek.
Everyone.
I mean, who knows where my daughter will be, if she's going to ride with us or somebody else. We don't know about that.
You're a loser, Dad. She wants to get a better ride than you.
Well, I mean, come on now. Believe me, my 14-year-old freshman daughter, she's not a fanboy of me. That is for sure. And I think that's how I respect her. I respect her individualism, however you say that. But I respect that she's gonna do her thing. She does. She's still there. She listens. She still needs me to rebound for her every night, and still wants me to tuck her in at night and everything, and come make sure I say her prayers over before she falls asleep. But outside of that, especially if there's other humans around, she doesn't really. She tries to get a restraining order on me and not let me within like 100 or 200 feet.
So I'm sure you probably talked about this on McAfee. The post-Kansas State, Iowa State, Avery Johnson father-brother fight. Did Ryan in Pistol or did you in Pistol ever get in a fight after one of your guys' games?
I cannot say that we have gotten into like a full-blown physical altercation after a game, especially in a public setting, with some serious ground and pound going on, and random fans and different people have to pull us apart. We have not gotten that close. I mean, we had basic little arguments maybe on how we thought the game may have went, but man, to actually take it to the ground and have father-son. Hopefully that's one of those things, though, that you can look back and laugh on. I don't know if they can now, but eventually you got to be able to laugh about that, right? I would hope so.
Bobby, that was a fish laugh, just so you know.
It was pretty aggressive because, AJ, I was trying to figure out how they got to that point. Do you think, the brother was defending, his brother, or do you think, to the dad, or do you think, the dad was getting on the brother for being too hard on, his brother was playing? Did the dad just cut the brother off and said, "You've had too much to drink at this game. You're not getting another Guinness"? He's like, "Screw you, Dad. I'm a man. I can do what I want." There's a lot of possibilities for how it escalated to that point.
Yeah, I just wonder too how if they sat next to each other on that long flight home, whenever they took off, maybe the next day to fly home. You would hope it was something like, hey, the brother was standing up for his son, his other brother who played, maybe, maybe it's right. Maybe the dad saying, "Hey, you don't know how it's a tough game out there. You weren't out there to man the arena," and he quotes the man the arena to him and all that, and then they all of a sudden just start throwing blows. And maybe I hope there's some footage shows of the leading up to it, because all I've seen is when they were on the ground and it looked like Tito Ortiz back in the day trying some ground and pound elbows.
Go ahead.
Did you end up watching that South Florida game? Our guy Alex Golish last night, Age?
Oh yeah, it was awesome. The fake putt for a touchdown, they were rolling, never looked back. He's got a great thing going down there, and I think hopefully the nation starts to take notice a little bit of what he's doing.
All this knowledge from you guys would have been great if you, before the game started, since I wouldn't have bet on Boise State. Big mistake. If you guys would have told me this whole Ohio State connection thing, I didn't go that deep in my research.
Did you know Golish was from Russia?
He was born in Moscow. Is that right?
How the hell did he get out of there, though, is my question. That's height of communism.
I just assume CIA or something, I assume that his parents were deep in the government, deep. They're in the deep state, so who knows who Alex is working for, but he's doing a great job for USF. You mentioned,
AJ, that you got some lacrosse games tomorrow. I know Bobby's got, his kids always have games and things like that. If one of, this is both of you guys, if one of your kids had a game at 1 o'clock tomorrow, Are you going to the Ohio State-Texas game and chalking it up to work, or are you going to go to the kids' game?
That's a good question. I mean, luckily, most of the stuff that we are part of, they understand the magnitude of the Ohio State-Texas game. But, I mean, yeah, I'd probably go to the lacrosse game, and then I would be watching the Ohio State game on my phone, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's what – if you're ever at kids' games – when there is no Ohio State, or even like there's a lot of Browns and Bengals, a lot of Browns-Bengals fans, like every parent, any Sunday game I'm ever at, they're always watching the Browns-Bengals on their phone.
Yeah, you go one earbud in so you can get a little bit of the sound, and then like if your kid's not in the game, you watch, and then when they go up, it's kind of a split situation. But I knew AJ was going to say that off. I thought you anticipated him going to the Ohio State game, but I knew he would choose his kids.
I did. I look in the chat, and he's getting all kinds of. Somebody said what a great dad he is for doing what he does. Okay, I understand it. Listen though,
No, it's not that.
Well,
it's not about being. It's just trying not to mess the kids up. That's all we're trying to do here. Let's just not try to give them any parental issues. Let's do all that we can to put them on their path to be, adults that can function in society. That's all I'm trying to do.
I think AJ though, the correct answer on that question would be like, if my kid's decent, then I'll go to the kids' game. If my kid sucks at the sport, then I probably would take the Ohio State game. I think you got to depend on how talented your child is. And you and Bobby are pushing out good kids there with the athletic genes and everything. But I'm saying, like, if my kid was a second string or wasn't going to impact
terrible. That's just how your kids end up like Todd in Wedding Crashers.
That's fine, Dad.
What is our situation, Dad?
Dad, would you love me more if I was the first stringer?
Yes, I would. Dad? I would love him more. Yes.
Better when it hurts you to play some competitive sports.
There's your poll question, Brody. There's your poll question. Would you love your kid more if he was first string?
Oh my gosh.
Yes or no?
Boy. Yeah, that's a guarantee. I mean, the good thing is the kid. Hopefully, you get your kid into a good rehab, eventually, because that's most likely what's going to happen down the road a little bit. And then once it comes to the other side, then you guys all hug and everything's good.
There was a show, AJ, that we used to watch in college called Breaking Bonaducci. I think
Danny Bonaducci.
Yeah, that might be the path for them. You think, AJ?
Oh, Danny Bonaducci, that guy was a spark plug, man. He had a run. He had a good run. I remember I watched all of it. I tell you what, though, that dude was pretty vulnerable on camera. He gave you everything. You saw it wasn't all roses and champagne for him. And I remember him taking steroids on there and getting all jacked.
That's right.
I wonder, is he alive? He's doing all right, okay?
I think he's alive still, yes. I believe he's still alive. And I'm just talking this through now. I think about this, Bob. I think if your kid's a first stringer or a third stringer, you love them more. If they're second string, I think that's where it starts to drop off. Because a third stringer's out there at least trying.
Yeah, I've always been told, any psychiatrist, AJ, that's talked to me said, you always want to depend your amount of love you give a child on their personal performances. That's the most healthy relationship possible, right? Is that not true?
Super. That's what all
on
the
Saturdays
stuff you see online, Instagram. Yeah, they're like, hey, I don't speak to my kid for 3 days if I feel like he didn't play a good game or anything. So yeah, I think that's what we're trying to do. The tough love.
I've withheld affection.
Like, hey, I don't care that you got straight A's in school, bud. I saw you miss on that go route in the third quarter. You overthrew Timmy. So yeah, guess what? No breakfast for a month.
AJ, week one we can put up with that, but if it's like week 4 and you're still doing that, then we got some issues.
I mean, these are all good. You know what? What's crazy is that you're not that far off from a lot of the people around. We're around. So
maybe even your wife, AJ.
Not crazy. Yeah, it is funny. It is yin and yang. Your parents, your mom and dad can't be. There's got to be like good cop, bad cop, or something. Both can't be bad cop, and you got to play harder. Like you got to. That's a funny thing too to work out.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's the best. You get the grandparents involved, and you never know where it's going to go.
Whenever my kids, you guys, I don't know about you, but we never did this when we were like. There's so many times where grandparents will say, this never happened when you guys were playing or when my kids were playing. Like it's always something like that. Like, you're right. Everyone, you guys were the best. Everyone else was awesome. We suck.
I think grandparents go to more games if your kid's good too. Like if your kid, if you're like, hey, my kid is one of the top 5 players in the state in his age group, I bet they go to more games than if, hey, my kid gets 1 carry a game. I bet it's a big difference on how many times other relatives go to the games.
You're right. I mean, I guess that shows you, like, hey, the grandparents for sure will say, hey, the better player you are, the more I will love you, and the more presents I'll give you. Maybe I'll bring you donuts after the game too. So yeah, it's performance-based situation, isn't it? I guess, and especially with the grandparents. Yeah, if they're going to trek all the way out there and bring their lawn chair out, they want to make sure that kid's making some plays.
Yes.
They can brag about it a little bit. Yeah.
My grandparents were loose.
Gosh, that's crazy.
They did.
This is the most unhealthy conversation. This is the most unhealthy
conversation,
Thitoff. Age, what we got for the game coming up? Just ideas about the environment, how to manage it. How would you deal with this? The emotional regulation of a game of this magnitude, and, with what's going to be a lot of guys like their first official start here at Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. You don't really, like, both sides, you're not really sure what you have, and just with, multiple guys untested, I guess, super talented, but haven't had a ton of experience playing. I want to see how they, like, after the first quarter, we know the first quarter, the whole Belichick thing, they're trying to diagnose and trying to understand what the other team's doing. Once you get settled in, once both teams get settled in, that's what I want to see, what it looks like and what both teams are, no matter what the score may be, whether you get down early or say you jump out to an early lead right off the bat. Like, how do you hold on to that? How do you keep your foot on the gas? It's going to be awesome. Like, I'm pumped. It was cool to watch college football last night, and I can't believe that tomorrow we get such an awesome game, Ohio State, Texas, to kick off the year. Like, this is going to springboard us into an awesome season, so I'm looking forward to it.
People in the chat are wondering if you'll be in the end zone with Pat McAfee. I'll take it that's a negative, Ghost Rider?
No, I'm not. But I'll be down there today. Me and Pat are doing something from the stadium. It's not a public show. It's inside, but yeah, Pat, I don't know tomorrow's this is Lee Corso's weekend, right?
Yep.
They're celebrating Lee Corso, so that's going to be a whole thing. It should be emotional, should be pretty awesome.
Yeah, it should be. It'll be the last one, and for people like Brody's age over there, like they vote that he's their Dick Vitale when it comes to like college football. You know what I mean? Like that's the guy who's always been a part of it. So, there's no chance he puts on the Bevo head or Bovo, depending on who you're talking to. The Bevo head. There's no chance he puts that on tomorrow, right?
I don't know. I mean, that would be a Lee Corso move, really throw him off on your last one. You would think he'd want to go Ohio State. I don't know what he truly thinks who's going to win, but I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if Lee did that. I mean, that's a real legend move, I guess, but either way, let's get the Bucks a victory for this one.
Yep. AJ, we will talk next Friday when Ohio State will be 1-0 heading into the game against Grambling. Thanks for the time, bud. Have a great weekend.
All right. Thanks, guys. I'll see you.
You bet. That was AJ Hawk joining us there. Bobby, people suggesting you and I do a parenting podcast together.
Oh, AJ's the best because he is a lot. He is super laid back as a parent. People always think like about intensity and this and that. And I love going there and just laughing at a lot of the other parents at sports situations where they're crazy intense. And ironically, like his wife is very intense when it comes to the sports. And so is his mother-in-law can be like that too, and they're fun. And then I sit there and talk to AJ and his dad and Chopper, and it's funny because you would think people are like, oh, AJ, this. I'm like, dude, whatever, play sports, play hard, be a good teammate, and everything else will take care of itself.
I kidding a little bit about that, but I do believe that's about the grandparents thing. I think it's true. I think if your kids
grandparents,
I think if relatives are if your kid's really good, more relatives show up more often.
I don't know if that's accurate.
You don't notice it like on your, I guess you probably
no. I mean, I've got 4 kids. My parents have 11 grandchildren. They try to come to all their stuff. They try to come to the older kids' stuff more because they have less. My dad always said, he goes, I got less at bats with this one than I do the rest of them. So you try to keep going and check it out,
Thank you all the Juicers for joining us today. We appreciate it. I hope, I said in the chat, I hope all of you have Monday off. We will not have Monday off because there's no way we're going to skip a chance to talk about the Ohio State victory over Texas on Labor Day. We're back at 6 a.m. This has been Morning Juice.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
Some journeys start small, with small pause and big purpose.
Look how Tito fly, you sweet girl.
Every great partnership begins with the first step,
Bella, let's go.
guiding them through the world so one day they can guide someone through life. With shared experience, confidence grows, and the path becomes clear. It takes time, patience, and love. But the reward lasts a lifetime.
Hey, good girl, Bella.
You don't just raise a puppy. You raise a future. Become a Dogs Inc. puppy raiser. Give a dog a purpose. Give someone hope.
Learn more at dogsinc.org.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad. And I feel very proud to be his son.
That was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.